Oh, good morning. Well, I'm back making a video again already because I have fallen into a deep funk. So I'm going to try to get myself out of it.
What did you say? You fell into a what?
A deep funk.
Oh, okay. Make sure the N is in there, okay?
And this is because I have struggled my whole life well, I've always thought that intelligence was a good attribute to have, and all you had to do is have intelligence and you could make your way in the world. Well, I'm sorry to say that intelligence is not highly valued in the society of man. As I have learned over and over again, people they value a lot of other stuff more than they had. Now, I came upon this man over here who had lived in a bush for 3 months at one point.
You don't stop trying to help me, will you, please?
Well, I just couldn't get over a man, and I started getting acquainted with him. He wasn't a raving maniac. He was...
Not yet, but the day's not over, remember?
And then I began to find out that he actually had a very high intelligence. That, again, I thought, what is the mystery here? I mean, he's not insane. He's highly intelligent. He's not even bad looking. And he's living in a bush. He came from St. Louis. I thought, what is it with those people back there? Is this guy... And I found out that, he didn't have a bad temper. He wasn't criminal. And at that time, he wasn't an alcoholic because he didn't have enough money to drink. He was probably an alcoholic, functioning alcoholic, for years, but he couldn't drink at all, hardly at all, when he didn't have any money. So I thought, well, what is going on in America? This guy is actually the most all-around intelligent guy I have ever met, and he was living in a bush. What?
Oh, wait a
What
minute.
is this?
Wait a minute.
And me, I was practically in a bush,
I said I went on the street to write a book about how it is to get along without any money. See?
Yeah, a very intelligent, but you know what? St. Louis just forgot about him. Nobody kept track of him. There didn't seem to be a soul back there that valued this unusually intelligent man. So I thought, he's not cross-eyed, he's not buck teeth. He's very presentable.
Wait a minute.
He has beautiful legs.
Are you referring to your ex-husbands or anything like that? Or the ex-guy from the lumberjack or something like that? Was he really a cross? Well, he was really, and that's what I said.
And I'm really surprised that he's as nice as he is, considering that he's lived on the street and survived the way he has.
I really am sorry that I told you that.
But what is this? Because here I am, I started reading, I started reading adult books almost as soon as I could read Dick and Jane.
So did I. I loved adult books. As a matter of fact, when I was about 10 years old, I'd go down to the drugstore and get photographers' models, Of course, the best they could do was, they did 2-piece swimming suits on females, and that was it, right? No bikinis. This is back in the old days, horse and buggy days,
Well, like me, I read The Grapes of Wrath. Grapes of Wrath when I was 8.
Didn't do anything for me.
People would act like, you read The Grapes of Wrath. A little old 8-year-old girl that could hardly, no, I was highly intelligent. It wasn't my fault, I was just born with it. But.
Well, what happened to it?
I'll tell you what happened to it. It just got stomped on, neglected.
Yes. Well,
Stuff like that. I just well be I could
Jeez.
just well been living in a bush. I was living over. I couldn't believe what happened to me as a result of being highly intelligent. That's all I can conclude. If you were intelligent,
I will say one
the
thing.
chances against.
I will say one thing for you. You managed to hide that all these years.
Well, I had to. I just went out and lived. Oh, what places I have lived. Oh, my goodness.
Did you ever live under a bush?
Practically,
Under
I've
a
always
rose
lived
bush?
in the worst apartments in town.
When you don't want to roll over because you get pricked all over the place under a rose bush?
Because what started off is getting dragged up the
And
mental
then
hospital.
when they turn the irrigation system on in the middle of the night, right? And you're going, oh God, I don't remember doing that. Oh jeez.
The
See, you missed
irrigation
all of
water. He's in the field. The irrigation water is falling.
They're watering the water.
They're watering.
Bush.
They're
Yeah, that's
watering
little-
the bushes.
this-
Oh, this guy and me.
If I can tell you some stories you wouldn't believe, sweetie, roll your socks down.
And me, well, the first thing they did to my great intelligence is drag me off the mental hospital. We're going to give you some electric shock. And I said, no, no, no. The first thing I thought of, my brain. I've got a wonderful brain. They're going to electric shock it. And I said, no, you're not. Well,
You know what?
I mean, that was really wasn't
If
nice.
you can find out that hospital that wanted to do that, you might be able to find out what happened to your brain because they obviously took a big chunk of it away from you.
Well, no, I let them electric shock me, but what I had to do to get out of it was just, it doesn't even bear talking about, I had to actually, die, because I thought that's the only way I'm going to get out of it. But if I die, because I was convinced,
Now, did they or did they not electric shock you?
no, they didn't electric shock me. They didn't. I wouldn't let them. I'd have died first. I said, hey, this has gone far
Wait a
enough.
minute.
I am not
You
having
have
my
no-
giant brain electric shock.
You
I
have-
do not
you have
need
no
it. I'm
recourse.
sane.
You have no recourse then because they did not electric shock you. So you've gotten yourself into this position by not being electric shocked, so you can kiss
No.
that lawsuit goodbye, right?
No. Oh, they made me sign a paper before I left that I went in there voluntarily. Which is a great big lie.
Screaming and hollering, right?
Yeah. Believe me, I was under guard. I was taken there by a great big old guy with, I guess he might have even been armed for all I know. So, and that was the first terrible insult that I received for my intelligence that I thought was a huge insult. And it was because I'd started to speak up, express my opinion more, show what I thought. And I was at a university. I thought, well, this should be safe, And when am I ever going to express myself in school? Well, this is what happened after I started expressing myself. She is acting very peculiarly. So I'm telling you, people, intelligence is...
It ain't all what it's cracked up to be, I'll tell you that. I swear to God, they throw rocks at you, you know that? They throw rocks at you, they try to kill you and throw you out of town. Get the hell, get up there and get your brain straightened out there, female.
I'm afraid so.
And the horse you rode in on too. We're doing something to him too. I swear, he's gonna be docile from now on. Believe you me.
Docile. Yep. We say docile out. We say that horse over there is docile. That cow is docile. We have different pronunciations. He's called it to my attention. Country ways.
Well, I'm sorry that I've never been out in the.
In the country.
No, I've been in the country, believe me. But I've never stepped in it and dragged it into the house, okay?
But it may be, that intelligence is always at risk because this person's going to start being more critical or be saying, why are you doing